My son was accused of something that could ruin his life, but the truth was far worse. Right pointing arrow overlay text and subtitles even during the hook for silent viewers. The smell of burnt toast mingles with the October morning air streaming through our kitchen window, and I can't help but think how this ordinary Tuesday feels like the calm before everything changes. I'm standing at the counter, scraping charcoal off bread while my phone buzzes incessantly with work emails, when Ollie shuffles downstairs in that particular teenage way, all elbows and bedhead, his Converse untied and dragging against the hardwood. "Morning, sweetheart," I call over my shoulder, watching his reflection in the window as he slumps into his usual chair at our small breakfast table. At 15, my son still carries traces of the little boy I used to wake up with pancakes and Saturday morning cartoons, but lately, there's something different in his posture, a weight that wasn't there before summer ended. "Mom, can I ask you something?" His voice cracks slightly, the way it's been doing for months now, caught between childhood and whatever comes next. I turn around, abandoning the toast, and really look at him. Ollie's got his father's dark eyes and my stubborn chin, but right now, those eyes are rimmed with the kind of exhaustion that comes from sleepless nights spent staring at the ceiling. His phone sits face down beside his untouched cereal bowl, and one notices his hands are trembling slightly. "Of course, honey, what's on your mind?" The kitchen feels smaller suddenly, filled with the weight of unspoken words. Outside, I can hear Mrs. Chen starting her car for her morning commute, the familiar rumble of suburban life beginning another day. But inside our little bubble, time seems suspended. "It's about Bree," he starts, then stops, running his fingers through hair that desperately needs a cut. "And Hannah too, I guess. Things are complicated right now." I set down my coffee mug and give him my full attention. Bree Martinez has been part of our lives for almost a year now, a sweet, artistic girl with paint-stained fingers and a laugh that fills rooms. She and Ollie met in their sophomore art class, bonding over shared sketchbooks and inside jokes I pretended not to understand. Hannah Walsh, their mutual friend since middle school, rounds out their tight-knit trio with her quick wit and fierce loyalty. "Complicated how?" I ask gently, settling into the chair across from him. Ollie's phone buzzes against the table, and he glances at it with something that looks like dread. The screen lights up with a text notification, and even upside down, I can make out Hannah's name before he quickly flips it over again. "People are saying things," he whispers, so quietly I have to lean forward to catch his words. "About Bree and me, about things we didn't do." The morning light streaming through our window catches the dust motes dancing in the air between us, and I'm struck by how fragile this moment feels. Like we're balanced on the edge of something that will change everything. "What kind of things, Ollie?" He looks up at me then, and I see fear in his eyes. Real, genuine fear that makes my chest tighten with protective instinct. "They're saying she's pregnant." The words fall between us like stones dropped in still water, creating ripples that spread outward. "They're saying it's mine." My breath catches. "And? It's not true, Mom. We never. I mean, we've barely even." He trails off, his cheeks flushing red. But everyone believes it. The whole school is talking about it. Bree won't answer my calls, and Hannah keeps texting me these weird messages like she knows something I don't. I reach across the table and cover his hand with mine. His fingers are ice cold despite the warmth of the kitchen. "Okay," I say slowly, my mind already racing through possibilities. "Let's think about this logically. If Bree is pregnant, and I'm not saying she is, but if she is, and you two haven't been intimate, then someone else is the father," Ollie finishes, his voice barely above a whisper. His phone buzzes again, more insistently this time. Then again, and again. We both stare at it as the notifications pile up, and I can see the panic building in my son's expression. Whatever's happening out there in the world of teenage drama and social media has just invaded our quiet kitchen, bringing with it a storm that threatens to tear apart everything Ollie thought he knew about his girlfriend, his best friend, and himself. The burnt toast sits forgotten on the counter as we sit in the growing chaos of incoming messages, both of us sensing that this Tuesday morning will be anything but ordinary. The barrage of notifications finally stops, leaving our kitchen in an eerie silence that feels more unsettling than the chaos. Ollie's hands shake as he reaches for his phone, and I want to tell him not to look, to let me handle whatever storm is brewing in the digital world that governs teenage lives. But I know he needs to face this. His face goes pale as he scrolls through the messages, his lips moving silently as he reads. Then he sets the phone down with deliberate care, like it might explode. "Mom, I need to show you something, but you have to promise not to freak out." My stomach drops. "Ollie, promise me." His voice cracks with desperation. "I promise." He turns the phone toward me, and I see a group chat called Westfield Drama Alert, with over 100 participants. The messages are flying by so fast I can barely read them, but certain words jump out. Pregnant asterisk, Ollie asterisk, Bree asterisk, slut asterisk, liar. My protective instincts flare, but I force myself to stay calm. Keep scrolling up, Ollie whispers. To Hannah's message from last night. I find it, time-stamped at 11:47 p.m. Asterisk, guys, I can't keep this secret anymore. Bree is pregnant. She showed me the test. And yes, it's Ollie's. She's scared to tell anyone, but she's already 8 weeks along. Please don't say anything until she's ready, but I thought you should know the truth. Asterisk. The message has been liked 43 times and shared to at least 6 other group chats that I can see. Hannah posted this? I ask, my voice tight with disbelief. Hannah, who's eaten dinner at our table dozens of times. Hannah, who helped me surprise Ollie with a birthday party just 2 months ago. She's my best friend, Mom. Was. Ollie's voice breaks completely now. Why would she lie about something like this? Why would she destroy my life if it wasn't true? I study my son's face, searching for any hint of deception, any sign that he's not telling me everything. But all I see is confusion and hurt so raw it makes my chest ache. Maybe she's not lying about Bree being pregnant, I say carefully. Maybe she's just wrong about who the father is. Ollie's phone rings, cutting through our conversation. Bree's name flashes on the screen, and we both stare at it like it's a lifeline. Answer it, I urge. With trembling fingers, he swipes to accept the call. Bree, are you okay? I've been trying to reach you all morning. I can hear her sobbing through the speaker, her words coming in broken fragments. Ollie, I'm so sorry. I never meant for this to happen. Hannah wasn't supposed to tell anyone. So it's true? Ollie's voice is barely audible. You're really pregnant? Yes, but Ollie, you have to believe me. The line goes dead. Ollie stares at the phone in shock, then immediately tries calling back. Straight to voicemail. He tries again. And again. She hung up on me, he says, his voice hollow. She's pregnant, and she hung up on me. My mind races through the implications. If Bree is pregnant and she and Ollie haven't been intimate, which I believe, given how open he's always been with me, then someone else is responsible. But Hannah's message specifically named Ollie as the father. Either Hannah is deliberately lying, or someone has lied to Hannah. We need to talk to them both, I say, grabbing my keys from the counter. Face to face. No more phones, no more texts. Real conversation. Mom, I can't go to school today. Not with everyone staring at me, whispering about me. Half the school probably thinks I'm some kind of. You're not going to school, I interrupt. We're going to figure this out. Together. As we head toward the door, Ollie's phone buzzes one more time. This message is from a number I don't recognize. Asterisk. Meet me at Miller's Park at 3 p.m. Come alone. There's something about Bree you need to know. Asterisk. Hannah. Asking to meet in secret. Ollie looks at me, his eyes wide with a mixture of hope and terror. What if she knows who the real father is? What if she's been protecting someone? I think about the Hannah I know, the girl who's always been fiercely protective of her friends, sometimes to a fault. The girl who once took detention for a classmate she barely knew because she couldn't stand to see someone get in trouble unfairly. Then we'll find out, I say, but even as the words leave my mouth, a chill runs down my spine. Because if Hannah has been protecting someone else's secret, what does that mean for my son? The afternoon sun casts long shadows across Miller's Park as Ollie and I approach the old oak tree where Hannah waits. She's sitting on the weathered bench beneath it, clutching a manila envelope against her chest like armor. When she sees us, her face crumples with relief and guilt. I told you to come alone, she says to Ollie, but her voice lacks conviction. He's my son, I reply firmly. Whatever you have to say affects our entire family. Hannah nods slowly, then looks directly at Ollie. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I never meant for it to go this far. Then why did you post that message? Ollie's voice is raw with hurt. Why did you tell everyone it was mine? Hannah's hands shake as she opens the envelope. Because I was protecting someone. Someone who threatened to hurt Bree if she told the truth. She pulls out what looks like a medical document. But I can't do it anymore. Not when I see what it's doing to you. She hands Ollie the paper, and I lean over to read it with him. It's an ultrasound report from Westfield Medical Center, dated 2 weeks ago. The patient name reads Bree Martinez, and the gestational age is listed as 10 weeks, 3 days. 10 weeks? Ollie whispers, his face pale. But Hannah, you said 8 weeks in your message. And Bree and I only started dating 9 weeks ago. The math hits us all at the same time. If Bree is over 10 weeks pregnant, conception would have occurred before she and Ollie even got together. Look at the bottom of the page, Hannah says quietly. I scan down to the footer and freeze. There, in small print, is a note about the ultrasound technician, supervised by Dr. Marcus Walsh, radiology resident. Walsh, Hannah's last name. Your brother, I breathe. Hannah's tears fall freely now. Marcus is 22. He was home from medical school last spring when he met Bree at the coffee shop where she works. She was only 14 then, but she looked older, and he pursued her. She was so flattered that a college guy was interested in her. Ollie sinks onto the bench beside Hannah, the ultrasound report trembling in his hands. He's the father. When Bree found out she was pregnant, she was terrified to tell anyone the truth. Marcus said no one would believe her, that he'd deny everything. He said he'd make sure she got kicked out of school for lying about him. So when she started dating you, Ollie, he told her to let people think it was yours. The pieces fall into place with sickening clarity. That's why she's been distant, I realize. Why she wouldn't answer your calls. She's been carrying this secret, protecting herself from your brother's threats. Hannah nods miserably. I found out yesterday when I went with her to get another ultrasound. Marcus was there, and I saw how scared she was of him. When I confronted him later, he admitted everything but said if I told anyone, he'd claim Bree seduced him and ruin her reputation forever. So you posted that message to protect her, Ollie says slowly, by making everyone think it was mine instead. I thought if the rumor was already out there, it would stop people from digging deeper. But then I saw what it was doing to you, and I realized I was just making everything worse. Ollie stands abruptly, pacing toward the tree. We have to tell someone. We can't let him get away with this. Bree's scared, Ollie. She thinks no one will believe her. Then we make them believe her, I say firmly, pulling out my phone. Starting with the police. Hannah looks up at me with surprise. You'd really help her? Even after what this has done to Ollie? Bree is a victim here, I reply. And my son cares about her. That's enough for me. Over the next hour, we call Bree and convince her to meet us at the police station. The ultrasound report, combined with Hannah's testimony and Bree's statement, provides enough evidence for the authorities to open an investigation. Marcus Walsh is arrested that evening. 2 weeks later, I'm making pancakes on a Saturday morning when Ollie comes downstairs, his phone in hand. But this time, he's smiling. Bree texted, he says, sliding into his chair. She wanted to thank us again. And to say she's decided to keep the baby and let her aunt in Portland help raise it. How do you feel about that? I ask, flipping a pancake. He considers this seriously. I think she's brave, braver than any of us realized. I set a plate in front of him and ruffle his hair. You know what I learned from all this? What? Sometimes the truth isn't hidden in what people say. Sometimes it's hidden in what they don't say, in the spaces between words, in the dates on medical reports. I smile at him. And sometimes, standing up for the truth means protecting people who can't protect themselves. Ollie nods, cutting into his pancakes. Even when it's complicated. Especially when it's complicated. Outside, the October morning is crisp and clear, full of possibility. And for the first time in weeks, our kitchen feels like home again.